Welcome to this explainer. Right now, I just want you to clear your mind for a second. Seriously, just take a breath. We are about to embark on a truly profound journey into the very fundamental nature of reality itself. I want you to completely forget everything you think you know about the solid physical world around you. We're going to look at where all of it actually comes from, right down at the absolute foundational layer.
Okay, let's dive into this. We're not looking at particles. This right here is exactly where we need to disrupt our usual assumptions. When you and I think of reality, we naturally picture these microscopic billiard balls, right? Atoms, electrons, solid little objects just bumping into each other. But our source material makes a startling claim right out of the gate. We are not looking at objects at all. What we're actually seeing, when we peel back all those layers of reality, is something infinitely deeper than just physical stuff.
Part 1. The illusion of objects before defined states.
At this absolute foundational level, before literally anything becomes what we'd recognize as structure, there are absolutely no defined states. And this brilliantly illustrates how our everyday perception of a static universe completely contrasts with the underlying truth. We typically picture our universe as being made of particles, positions, and events. We mistakenly think that's what's fundamentally real. We look for a thing, we look for where it is, and we look for what it does. But according to the source, what's actually there is simply possibility and patterns. There are no fixed trajectories, no events, just the raw, humming possibility that something can organize.
Section 2. The realm of patterns. From void to difference.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it frames things. Because things don't just sit in a state of pure, undefined possibility forever. Differences slowly begin to appear, but not as solid objects. They emerge as abstract patterns, which fundamentally redefines a word you probably heard thrown around before: superposition. We so often hear it described as this weird, static state of being in multiple places at once. But superposition is actually the active process that makes structure possible in the first place. It is not a fixed state. It's the universe constantly, relentlessly churning through possibilities.
Section 3. The rules of selection. Interacting patterns.
Let's move to and see how this builds, because these patterns absolutely do not exist in isolation. They are constantly moving, engaging in this chaotic, energetic dance. Watch how this natural selection happens without any external control. First, patterns combine. Second, those patterns interfere with each other. And third, the stable configurations persist. When these patterns combine, it isn't random. Think of waves in an ocean. Sometimes two waves meet, they reinforce each other, and boom, you get a massive swell. But other times they meet and just completely cancel each other out, leaving perfectly flat water. That exact same interference is happening at the very foundation of reality.
And that leaves us with a pretty stark truth. Some configurations remain, while others just don't. Some overlapping patterns persist and manage to hold their shape, while others disappear almost instantly. I really want you to take this away. The rapid disappearance of some patterns is just as vital to the process of reality as the persistence of the others. Not everything is equally stable, you know? This natural sorting process is the invisible engine driving the entire universe.
Section 4. The birth of structure. Uniformity to organization.
Okay. This is the major aha moment of our explainer today. In that chaotic process of combining and interfering, we transition from complete uniformity, that pure, undefined possibility we talked about, to organized structure. What was once a completely uniform void actually starts to organize itself into tangible reality. And I want to clarify something absolutely crucial derived from our source material here. This dramatic shift to organization doesn't happen because some outside force swoops in and imposes order from above. No, it happens simply because certain combinations of patterns are inherently more stable than others.
So the crucial point is this. Quote, as this continues, stable patterns begin to repeat. They persist. This is where structure begins. It is the very repetition, the sheer, stubborn persistence of these stable configurations that literally gives birth to what you and I perceive as reality. They just don't vanish easily. Their persistence is the structure. It's wild to think about.
Section 5. The infinite loop. The process never stops.
We might like to think this structure is fully built, and the universe is just this solid, finished thing. But the true nature of this process holds a really mysterious twist. Nothing here is permanently fixed. Reality is ongoing. It breaks, it reorganizes, and it transforms. Even the most incredibly stable, seemingly solid structures that you interact with every single day, they aren't truly fixed. They are locked in this continuous, endless loop.
They break apart back into patterns, they reorganize through interference, and they transform. The process of superposition never, ever stops.
Which leads us to a pretty profound realization. A beginning may not be a beginning at all. Think about what this means for your own life and perspective. Every single origin you experience, everything you see starting in the universe, is actually just another reorganization of what was already humming right beneath the surface. It's literally just possibility, combining and persisting over and over again.
So I want to leave you with this final provocative question to ponder long after this explainer ends. If every beginning is really just a reorganization, what comes next? Because everything around you is dynamic. It's an endlessly reorganizing dance of patterns, constantly selecting for stability. The universe isn't a collection of static objects. It's a never-ending active process. Keep questioning the structure around you, and thank you so much for joining me to explore the fascinating depths of reality.